Alrighty. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another weekly Monday Live. If you are new here, I'm AK, and every week I like to come on here and talk about video game news and talk with all of you guys just to see what's going on, what your opinions on what's going on and stuff like that with the gaming news and stuff like that. We have a lot to get to today. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know about all the Rockstar news that's going on. We have so many stories on that. We also have some other stories to get to on top of that. We have a lot of movie stuff, like game movies and PlayStation news as well. We have a few PlayStation stories to get to as well. So, yeah. As always, if you guys have any comments or opinions about any of the news that I am talking about, be sure to let me know in the chat, or if you're watching later, let me know in the comments. I always like to hear what you guys have to say about it, and I try to reply to as many people as I can, as long as it's respectful, as always. And again, as always, I would love to hear what games you guys are playing this week. I am playing Ghost of Yotei. I also just finished It Takes Two. I kind of have been playing that game off and on just throughout the year because, well, I played it and then they took it off of PlayStation Plus, which they do a lot. They like put games on there and then take it off. I feel like it's because they want you to buy it, like if you started it, but I didn't buy it. I just waited till it came back on, then I started playing again. But I actually really like that game. It's a really cute game. I'll probably try Split Fiction, because that's, I don't know if you want to call it the sequel. I mean, it's kind of the same, but it's like another game. Hello, Isaac. Welcome back. I didn't play it solo. I think that's another reason why it took so long, is because I have to wait for the other person to also be ready to play the game, and we have to coordinate. So, no, I played it with somebody else though. But it's fun. And then, yeah, I've been playing a little bit of Ghost of Yotei. So, Ghost of Yotei, it's a great game. Very cinematic. And I do recommend it. I haven't finished it yet. I don't even think I'm halfway through it. It's a little longer than I thought. Yeah, it's definitely a better experience. I don't even know if you could play the game solo, to be honest. I've never seen somebody talk about playing it solo. But it is really good. Hi, Jen. Welcome. Glad you can make it today. But yeah, it is really good. I want to try Split Fiction soon. But I think it's just I don't really want to... that sounds bad. I don't really want to pay for Split Fiction. I want it to come on PlayStation Plus. It came out, like, fairly recently, though. So I'm like, we'll see. Unravel is similar. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that game. Part 1 is solo and part 2 is co-op. Okay. I'll have to look into that, because that's not the first time that I've heard about Unravel. I think they also have that on, it's either PlayStation Plus or Game Pass, because I've definitely seen it. It might be Game Pass. But I'll have to try it. I know there's another one that's like that called, what's the one? Getting Out. I think it's Getting Out, with like the two guys who's trying to escape prison. I've always wanted to try that one too, because it looks very interesting. I know it was popular some years ago, but I never really tried it, but I do want to try that one as well. Hey Tay, welcome back. Welcome. We have a lot of news to get to today, so I am just gonna hop right into it. We're probably gonna get into the juicier stuff a little more towards the middle. I'm gonna knock out some of the quicker, easier ones in the beginning, and then we'll get to the juicier ones a little later. But the first one I wanted to talk about is Nintendo. So Nintendo states that they are planning more movies based on their franchises. So if you guys don't know, and I actually have talked about the Mario movie a little bit before, but the Mario, they came out with the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and it actually wasn't too bad. I went to go see it in the theaters. Was not too bad. I was a really big fan of their Peaches song or whatever by Jack Black. It actually wasn't too bad. Like I've stated before, the only thing that like really threw me off was the fact that Mario didn't have an accent, which is so like weird, I know, but like he's Italian in the game, so I was just expecting for him to be Italian in the movie. But that's the only thing that threw me off. Other than that, it was pretty good. But Nintendo isn't planning on stopping movie adaptations of its games. Even more so, according to a new sales report, it's going to be a more common thing. For the longest time, video game adaptations were a curse on Hollywood. It's never seemed to work out, no matter what form it took, from animated like Final Fantasy to live action like Max Payne. However, the 2020s proved to show it off in style, having massive success like Sonic the Hedgehog, Fallout, Arcane, and The Last of Us. And if you guys like any of these adaptations, definitely let me know in the chat. I would like to see if you guys liked any of them, and I've talked about the ones I've liked, I know, numerous times. One of the hits was Illuminations, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which ranked in more than racked in more than $1 billion at the box office. With a sequel and live action Zelda film, it's on one heck of a hot streak. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like it wants to slow down at all. So according to a sales report, yeah, I think this is basically just saying that they want to make more movies with their franchises, basically. The only ones that I see that's confirmed, though, is the Zelda one. I don't know what other franchises they would want to branch out and make, but I don't know. What would you guys want to see, though? I don't know. Apparently, games from the series was too... Oh, yeah. Movies adaptations are cool, but let's not lose focus on the gaming side. That's a good point. For example, we should not have a new Zelda movie before we have a new Zelda game. Might be a hot take, but that's just me. No, I totally understand where you're coming from. I think that's a good conversation to bring up, because it's like, are we taking resources away from the games, or are we just hiring new people to create? I mean, either way, it is kind of a different use of resources. I never looked at it that way, but that's a good point. And then this one, this one was kind of like, I don't know about it. So we were just talking about co-op games, actually. Another co-op game that's very popular is called Overcooked. Overcooked is basically like a cooking game that you play. Well, you can play solo, but it's like really, really hard to play solo. So usually you play with at least one other person, and you try and get these orders out to people, and there's challenges that come along and stuff like that. And it's really nerve-wracking, to say the least. It's a high-stress situation. It's not a chill game, but they have just announced that, and I know my face is covering, but it says, oh my god, they're finally making an Overcooked reality TV show. I'm not gonna read all this, but it's just like, what the heck? Like, they're just making shows of anything. So this says, holy pizza, they're making an Overcooked reality TV show at last. Who was waiting for this, and who asked for it? That's what I want to know. The news dropped today from Deadline, which reports that the series is in the works for Netflix. Of course it's Netflix, from A24. This would be A24's first reality series. The reality show is supposedly an unscripted format along the same lines as Nailed It and Floor is Lava, and will feature kitchen challenges with a bent towards the kind of chaos you might see in Overcooked video game. Trying to cook meals in the bed of moving trucks, for instance. Okay, I don't know what they're talking about there, but that's actually crazy. Yeah, exactly. With the Switch 2, be so prepared with the new releases. Yeah, I love Overcooked. It's stressing me out, though. Don't want an Overcooked TV show. I'd rather have another game. That's a good point. I would rather have another game, too. They did, well, I don't know when the DLC came out, because I know they have 2 games, and then it's like a third thing that they came out with like a bunch of new levels. I haven't finished it yet. I'm very close to, though, but Overcooked is a good game. I recommend it if you're looking for like couch co-op games. Just a Hell's Kitchen with the new DLC skin. Yeah, basically. These shows suck so bad. Nailed It, so corny. Yeah, they are very corny. I feel like I'm curious enough to like see what it's about, but I don't know. It would have to be really, really good for me to like continue to watch it. Yeah. So, okay, let's talk about let's talk about the PlayStation stuff now that we got kind of the little cheesy stuff out the way. I didn't want to make note of it for anybody who was interested in that. Um Reality TV is so rise and repeat. Yeah, and that's true too. A lot of or rinse and repeat, sorry. A lot of stuff is very overdone. They're not really original. I mean, like even with like the overcooked thing, it's not something they thought of. It's from a game. And that's the reason why I feel like I haven't been liking TV as much. I feel like it's not original. Everything is recycled. Um all right. PlayStation's rumored dynamic game pricing surfaces again. So I don't know if you guys have heard of this before, but let's see what they're talking about here. Dynamic pricing continues to be a touchy subject across all forms of media, and PlayStation owners are seeing more alleged evidence of Sony utilizing the concept to give players different deals and prices for the same game. What? It's fair to say that dynamic pricing is nothing new, although the concept has hit the mainstream in recent years due to its escalating costs of concert tickets. Well, I feel like in a way I could see it with concert tickets just because I mean it's different like areas, like if you're closer to like the concert or person performing the concert, if I'm understanding this correctly, I can see why it'd be more expensive, but I don't really see how it would play into this. Whereas all tickets used to be a set price, dynamic pricing means a venue or service can change the price of the same seats according to the market, I guess. This means you could end up paying more or less for seats of the same band or bracket, for example. The trend seems to have crossed over into gaming. PlayStation's dynamic game pricing was first spotted in 2024, and almost a year later, it shows no signs of stopping. November 2024 was when it was first allegedly discovered that PlayStation was trying out dynamic pricing. A Reddit post brought this to everyone's attention, showing evidence of Sony's dynamic game pricing on the PS Store. The OP said, curious, I went onto my browser and searched for the game Astrobot on the PlayStation Store while being signed out. It was $59.99. I signed in and it appeared as $49.99. That's crazy. This is the first I'm hearing of this. Now, a year later, more evidence of dynamic pricing for PlayStation games have appeared. Reddit user DarXIV shared a post on November 5th talking about how they were going to buy Red Dead Redemption 2 Unlimited Edition, Ultimate Edition. Upon closer inspection, they realized something was quite off. Was excited to finally purchase RDR2 until I realized the price was lower on my wife's account. They said, and showed evidence of how the game's price difference between both accounts, despite having the same region and PlayStation, or same PlayStation and same currency. That's so odd. I wonder what makes them like determine what prices are what. If you can see for yourself on screen, Red Dead Redemption 2 Ultimate Edition being offered for $19.99, whereas the other account advertises the game for $14.99, a clear $5 discrepancy. Dynamic pricing in gaming is the store presumably using a calculated algorithm, seeing the type of games you play, how long you play them for, and how much you spend on the games, how long you've had a game wishlisted for, etc. These are likely big determining factors on your dynamic prices that Sony is clearly intent on continuing. That's actually insane. I know I read this whole article, but I'm actually kind of like bamboozled by this. Like, that's actually crazy. And it comes at such a crazy time where it seems like everybody is like price gouging anyways. That's actually crazy. Different prices for the same thing doesn't make sense. They just doing anything. Yeah, that's actually insane. They are losing their minds. So I'm assuming if they think that like you really would like this game, then you would pay more for it. That's what I'm assuming, because they're saying that like they see stuff from your algorithm, and I guess they judge it based on that. That's actually crazy. So it's their idea of giving lower prices to long-term players. Well, I don't know. Well, that's what I'm confused about, because Well, let me pull the screen back up. Because they're saying dynamic pricing in game is the store presumably using a calculated algorithm, seeing the type of games you play, how long you play them for, how much you spend on games, how long you've had the game wishlisted for. But does that make you pay more or does it make you play less? I don't know. I don't know. That's the big question here. Corporate greed is out of hand, definitely. Because it's like, if they can charge less, why not just charge less for everybody? It's like they're using a price charting like system to make judgments for online game streaming prices, which doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. It's very sad to see something that I personally love doing so much and I've grown up doing just turn into something that's such a money grab and like just has no passion in it at all anymore. It's very sad. Right, more or less I'm confused. I'm confused too. I mean, either way, I'm not confused about the fact that they shouldn't be changing prices like that. I'm not confused about that. But I am confused how they determine that and whether or not like what makes the price go up and vice versa. It's kind of stupid and it's very disappointing to see. Some more PlayStation news. A PS5 and PC cross-buy option has been discovered and verified. So let's see if this is better news. We could finally be getting PS5 and PC cross-buy capabilities as the symbol has been discovered in PlayStation Store data. While it's not official, the new report means that PlayStation is testing the waters with PS5 and cross-buy, and owners of both platforms could be in for dual entertainment sooner rather than later. So if this is what I think it is, I think it'll be good. For the longest time, Xbox and PC owners have been able to enjoy cross-buy purchases, meaning you can buy a game on Xbox and also play the title on PC, and vice versa. If a new report is accurate, PC players might be about to get the best of both worlds. So, yeah, so they're testing out a feature that you could buy it on one and then be able to play on both, which I'm surprised they didn't have anyways, because PlayStation has always been very PC friendly. Like, whenever they come out with PlayStation exclusive games, PC usually gets it, but it's usually later, but they usually do eventually get it. So I'm surprised that wasn't a feature, but then considering what we just read, I'm sure they just want all the money they can get. So I mean, it's good that they are now verifying that, I guess. This is the type of stuff that make you want to switch hobbies. I swear, bro. I see it similar where game companies have their own loading apps. Yeah, true. There's gonna be some weird loophole. Yeah, I could see that as well. I could see that. I hope not. I hope it's just like clear cut. It doesn't seem like there's anything else to this. They're just kind of going more into detail about what they saw. But you shouldn't be surprised considering the market today. They're making us wait longer for games that's broken and paying a premium amount, like $80+. Buying a game on Steam and then having to download Ubisoft Connect, for example. Yeah, that's crazy because I think I had to deal with that when I was trying to play Rainbow Six Siege. I haven't played that game in a hot minute, but I never understood that as well. You have to do that for The Sims too, or at least you used to. You have to download like 2 different things. And some Rockstar games too. Alright. This is another we have a lot of news today, guys. I'm trying because a lot of this stuff is kind of big, and this one is another thing that I would love to hear your guys' opinion on. So the PlayStation Portal gets cloud streaming in a surprise update. So when the PlayStation Portal first came out, it was a very big disappointment to a lot of people because basically you needed a PS5 to play the Portal, and then you needed to connect it to like internet. So like if you're out and about, you have to be connected to internet, and then your PlayStation, from my understanding, because I didn't buy it because Yeah. But you have to have your PlayStation on. It has to connect to your PS5, so you have to be connected to internet. And that kind of defeats the purpose of having this handheld system. So basically, people didn't like that you had to do that. They just wanted a handheld system that you could pretty much play anywhere and you didn't need to be connected to Wi-Fi, because usually if you are having something like this, you're not always going to have Wi-Fi. So Sony has announced that cloud streaming for PlayStation Portal is officially arriving today for PlayStation Plus Premium members. A new post on the PlayStation blog confirms that the PlayStation Portal players will be able to stream select PS5 games directly to their devices with the help of PlayStation Plus Premium. The update will be available for players on November 5th, so that was some days ago, at 6 p.m. PT. November 6th at 2 a.m. GMT. This update introduces several new features, including an enhanced gameplay experience, a redesigned UI, and more. So what games can you cloud stream on the PS Portal? PlayStation Plus Premium members will be able to stream select PS5 digital games from their own libraries, which includes some of the big names like Astrobot, Borderlands 4, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Fortnite, Ghost of Yotei, Grand Theft Auto 5. It's funny Grand Theft Auto 5 is even mentioned in this, considering how old it is. Resident Evil 4, Cyberpunk 27. It's just a bunch of games. God of War, Ragnarok, Hogwarts Legacy, Sword of the Sea, The Last of Us Part 2 Remaster, and more. Yeah, and then there's also some redesigned UI. I guess this is what it looks like. Enhanced gameplay experience with 3D audio support, in-game store, and more. So I guess like it makes it a little better. I don't know if it's of 100%, but at least it kind of eliminates one of the factors of you not being like having to connect to your PS5 now. It's just cloud streaming, which still you have to have internet for, so it's still like but it makes it maybe a little better. I don't know. It's okay because this reason why so many indie games are striving. Yeah. There's a lot of hidden gems. There are a lot of hidden gems in the indie world, and a lot of games are indie that you wouldn't even expect are indie, and they're like huge games. State of Play tomorrow, by the way, if you didn't see it. I did see it. I was a little well, I don't know if I want to say confused, because they said it was like for Asian countries or something, which I'm not saying it's like bad or anything, but I was confused if it was going to be any English in it or if it was just going to be like Japanese the whole time, or if they were going to say anything new or anything. But I'll keep an eye out for it, because like I said, I wasn't positive it was like something that I'd be able to understand. I mean, I know they're going to have like subtitles and stuff like that, but I don't know if I'm going to stream it yet. I might or might not. They should have done this on initial release. Sales would have been better for the Portal. Yeah, definitely. Only downside is there's no internal storage, so everything is cloud-based, unlike the Steam Deck, ROG Ally, etc. Yeah, it's quite sad with... I don't want to say they wasted their time making this, but I feel like it could have been so much more. It's going to be English subtitles, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be watching it, though. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream it. If you guys want me to stream it, I can, but I'm not positive. Alright. I wonder, though, if they were going to announce anything new, or if it's just going to be, like kind of talking about, like, what they already came out with. Because I did see a little bit of, like Wolverine in there. I know they were going to talk about Wolverine and stuff like that. But they like just came out that they were going to do that, I think. I think they just announced it. All right. Let's talk about GTA. So I am sure you guys have heard the news that's going on all over the world with GTA. So GTA got pushed back again for the second time. So if you guys don't know, it was supposed to come out fall of this year, 2025. And then they pushed it to May. I think it was May 16th. If it wasn't May 16th, it was something around that. And then, literally, like on a random Thursday last week, they came out and said that it's getting pushed back again. A lot of people kind of already predicted this. So it's not really surprising. It is very disappointing to hear, but they pushed it back again. Doubt they'll have anything major for the rest of the year. As by the time it comes out. Yeah, for real. For real. So very disappointing to hear. Let's see what this article has to say. I mean, essentially, it's always going to be the same thing when they push this stuff back. I never hear anything different from companies when they push stuff back. It's always like, oh, we just want to make sure it's polished. They never really give any more details than that. At least I've never seen any more details. I'm starting to think that, like, is something bigger going on that they just don't want to say. Maybe they bit off more than they could chew. I don't know. But I'd love to hear what you guys think while I read this article. So, Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed until November 19, 2026. The news was announced today by Rockstar as part of Take-Two's second quarter earnings, and a release shared with IGN. Take-Two shared that the delay was giving the team some additional time to finish the game with the high level of polish that players expect and deserve. Rockstar has our full support, of course, and we are confident they will deliver an unrivaled blockbuster entertainment experience. There's something about this game that I just can't put my finger on, that it just, like, something doesn't seem right. And I don't know if it's, like, I feel like everybody's getting their hopes up, and I don't know why I feel like we're going to be disappointed. I mean, I know Rockstar is such a, like, huge company. They make such great games. So most of me is like, nah, it's going to be good. But then there's, like, a little part of me that's like, but what if it's not? What if they're pushing it back for a reason? I don't know. Like, I'm starting to just feel a little unsettled by all of this. Definitely a bit off more than they could chew. Oh yeah, definitely a bit off more than they could chew. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto 6 was originally announced for fall 2025. Okay, this is just kind of just saying what I already said. They're giving the little history or whatever. They don't really say any more details. Then they're trying to polish the game some more. Here's another article. Take-Two CEO is highly confident on new GTA 6 release date, but says when games are released too early, bad things happen, which I think we all can agree on, right? Like, we don't want an unfinished game, so it's not like we're saying, oh, come out with it, like, it doesn't matter, just drop it. We're not saying that, but I think my thing is, it just seems like something is off. I will never know what that is, but it just seems like something is off. My guess is spring 2026. Yeah, there's other people. Well, they already pushed, because I think the one before they pushed it back, it was spring 2026, and now they pushed it to fall 2026. So a lot of people are saying that they think it's gonna get pushed back again, which I wouldn't be surprised. At least they are trying to make sure the game is good, but the longer you wait, the higher the expectations. 100%. And that's why, like, I don't think I'm mad at them for polishing it. It just seems like they're not being transparent with some stuff. Like, okay, polish, but that was the reason for the last delay. So how long does it take to polish? November 2025 doesn't seem like a confident answer. Plus, it removes them from Game of the Year contenders. My bad, spring 2077. Oh, yeah, I was confused. I'm like, well, they pushed it back from that. But yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but a lot of people are thinking it's going to get pushed back. GTA 6 delay again. This time, November 19th, 2026, marking the game's second delay since its first release window. But publisher Take-Two's CEO Strauss Zelnick is highly confident that this is the last time. Speaking to IGN on a call ahead of the announcement, Zelnick reiterated that the company's statement that the delay was simply for Rockstar to have time to polish the game. We wanted to give Rockstar the appropriate amount of time to polish the title and make sure it can be the very best it can be, he said. Previously, Grand Theft Auto 6 was announced for fall 2025 release, which CEO Strauss Zelnick um, told me he felt confident in, even as rumors swirled of the delay. The game was later delayed to May 2026 with Take-Two's. Yeah, so this is basically just saying all that we already know. Do you think there's any chance we're looking at GTA 6 in 2027? I'm highly confident, he replied. At the same time, there have been limited circumstances where more time was required to polish a title and make sure that it was spectacular and that the time has been well spent. When our competitors go to market before something was ready, bad things happen. That said, I'm highly confident on the new date. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, guys. We'll see. That's all I could say. I couldn't wait for this live. I knew you would be having some thoughts on this. Dimitri, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Matthew, welcome back. Hello again. Yeah. GTA 6 at 2027. Wow. Yeah, well, it's not confirmed for 2027, but a lot of people are having thoughts that is going to be pushed to 2077. Sims could take notes. Right, I have like no hope for the Sims at this point. Honestly, I have no hope for that game. Cause even the I mean, I think we talked about this in the last live stream. The packs that they put out are broken. I don't even want to see what the game that they put out looks like. But they should take notes, definitely, because EA in general just needs to take notes. So there's another article really quick too that's basically saying we shouldn't be surprised GTA 6 was delayed. Rockstar has long history of doing just that. And I'm not going to read all this, but apparently all of these other titles were also delayed. Rockstar New York offices were located only a few blocks from the World Trade Center. Oh, I didn't know that. And Take-Two didn't waste any time briefly delaying GTA 3 following September 11 attacks. I didn't know that. Yeah. So Vice City and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was both delayed. It's not really saying by how long though. I'm trying to like skim here. By 7 days. Rockstar delayed Vice City by 7 days to give them time to make. Imagine that's what delays just looked like nowadays. Oh, it's just off by a couple days and not like years or like half years away. Vice City Stories and Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars. Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Auto 4. Red Dead Redemption 2. How long was this delay? Because that was another huge game. It's not a part of the GTA series, but it's Rockstar's best game, and I love talking about it. In keeping with the traditional Rockstar quality-based delays, we're adding a bit of appendix by mentioning Red Dead Redemption 2, which was delayed twice. First in spring 2027, or 2017, I'm sorry. It almost looks like they have a thing for releasing around that time, like spring. A lot of games don't really release in the spring, so I wonder what makes them choose that. For quality assurance purposes, the delay came in February 2018, pushing RDR2 to late October. That's weird, because that's kind of the same pattern that we're seeing with GTA, because it was supposed to come out in the spring, but then it's now coming out in the fall. Yes, it is upsetting. Huge eye roll copying article. I know. Alright. So let's see. Another thing. There's like so many, like, articles that came out about GTA that I kind of just want to, like, run through. This is the last one, though. But it's just them talking about basically the winners and the losers of the GTA 6 delay. So they're saying PC gamers losers. Sorry, PC gamers, but if history is anything to go by, then the wait for GTA 6 has just got even longer for you. I don't even think they even announced a PC game, though. I don't remember them saying anything about PC, because a lot of people are complaining about that as well. GTA 6 developers is complicated. In theory, GTA 6 is a good thing for the development team at Rockstar, hopefully preventing excessive crunch impacting the studio as it races towards deadlines. Okay, yeah, I get that. And then they're going on talking about games. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I feel like it was like the big, well, before they delayed GTA the first time, it was a huge conversation about like other game companies that should be scared. So like they didn't really want to like other companies didn't want to announce when they were going to release their game because they didn't know when GTA 6 was going to release. And then after they released the date for their game, other companies were like, okay, yeah, like now I could put out my my games. So now this conversation seems to be coming back up. So The Mandalorian was scheduled to release May 22nd, 2026. So now that GTA is out the way, that should be good. Microsoft is a loser. What? Microsoft and its Xbox game studios are due for a big 2026, but with no release dates currently known for its big hitters. Okay, I get that. Summer game events. Another big one is Marvel's Wolverine, which I'm a little nervous for because this is definitely a game that I really, really want to play when it comes out. This is on my like watch list for sure. So with this game coming out, I don't think they have a set date yet, but I hope it comes out early enough to where I could play this and play GTA 6. So I don't know. We'll see. It's just crazy. It's crazy how they pushed it back. I mean, definitely, if they need time, they need time. But at the same time, it's kind of sad to see. Definitely. Do you think it's time for the industry to change when it comes to announcements? Because it seems like we get these great titles and then the game never comes out, i.e. Wonder Woman GTA 6. Yeah, Wonder Woman was a good one that was supposed to be coming out as well. I think, I don't know, I'm kind of mixed about it because I feel like they announced it very early because they want to gauge interest. So I'm wondering if like they announced it to gauge interest, and if it's not a good like enough interest, they just like can it or something. But you know what I do think? I think they can announce it. This is my opinion. I think they can announce it and say that like they're making the game. I don't think that they should announce a date until they know for sure that they can make that date. Because it's like now you're getting everybody excited. People would still be excited for GTA if they didn't release a date. I mean, because now, I mean, I feel like you're getting people's hopes up and then you're kind of just letting them down. I mean, yeah, maybe they'd be begging for the date, but now it's not really an expectation that you have to have it out at this specific time, if that makes sense. Is Wolverine your favorite X-Men? I think so. Yeah, I really like Wolverine. I like the movies as well. I'm looking forward to the new Wolverine game in the near future. Yeah, same. The game, well, assuming that's gameplay in the trailer, it looked really cool. It looked very, very cool. So speaking of Wolverine, we have another little mini article. I had it on deck. We have a little mini article just talking about it. Insomniac Games doubles down on fall 2026 release date for Wolverine. So, with a busy late 2026, Insomniac confirms that Marvel's Wolverine will still release in fall 2026 despite Grand Theft Auto 6's massive delay. I don't think they should be scared. I think a lot of people still want to play Marvel's Wolverine. Continuing on from Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man series, Marvel's Wolverine is going to be a more mature take on the superhero. With the gameplay trailer showing off some intense gore and violence, it's clear that the game won't hold any punches. Seeing as it's PlayStation exclusive, there's already a lot of backing behind it to be a huge title for 2026. The trailer announced that the game would release in fall 2026, but seeing as other delays are common, weren't sure if it'd hold. Well, Insomniac stood its case with a new tweet, possibly hinting at some heated rivalry with Rockstar's highly anticipated 6th GTA entry. Yeah, so this is basically saying the same thing. And one thing I do want to say about Wolverine is if it's anything like Spider-Man, it's gonna be extremely fun. Did I get to GTA? Yeah, that was I literally just finished it. What was I gonna say? Wolverine, or not Wolverine, Spider-Man, that's what I was saying. Spider-Man is an extremely fun game. I made a video on that, like, I want to say a year and a half ago, when I finished the first one. Because I played it in, like, a weird order. I played Miles Morales first, actually, because I was really excited to have Miles Morales, and I'm like, oh, let me try this. I played Miles Morales, then I played Spider-Man 1. And after that, I was just like blown away because Insomniac like has a really good knack, I could say. I don't know. They're really good at making gameplay fun. They made a couple other games that I didn't even know they make. Like, I didn't know they made Spyro. Well, they made some Spyro games. They didn't make all of them, but I didn't know they made Spyro. There's a couple other games that I didn't know that they even made. But they are really good at making their games just fun. And that's why I'm really excited for Wolverine. But the one thing that threw me off with Wolverine is how much gore was in it. Like, if you guys saw the trailer, there's just, like, so much gore in that trailer. And that's really different from what we see in Spider-Man. I mean, there's some stuff in Spider-Man, but not as much as we saw in the Wolverine trailer. So I am really excited for that. If you guys know anything about me, and I know I'm kind of ranting, but if you know anything about me, I love gore games. I'm not going to say one of my favorite games, but I really like Mortal Kombat type gore. love it. I just think, I don't know if it makes it more interesting of just like, I don't know. It's just interesting to me, so that's all I gotta say. I'm excited for Wolverine, to say the least. I do want to talk a little bit too about a GTA kind of like DLC that was gonna come out. I think I've talked a little bit about this previously, but there was supposed to be a Trevor DLC for Grand Theft Auto 5, and from what I've seen, the reason that they canceled it is because they wanted to focus more on GTA Online, which is controversial in itself because some people really like the story aspect of GTA. Some people really like the online version. Me personally, I kind of wish we got more story DLCs because in previous GTA games, they did that. I mean, they did that for GTA 4. We got like 3 DLCs for story, I'm pretty sure. The only one I could think off the top of my head is like Ballad of Gay Tony. And then there was, I feel like it was a couple more. But we didn't really get that for GTA 5. So you love the show The Boys? Oh, I've never heard of that. Just gaming though, usually. I like playing games that's like that. But I wanted to talk about this like DLC that we never got, and if you guys have opinions on whether or not you would have liked to see it. So it never quite came together and it was never finished. Rockstar co-founder Dan Houser discusses canceled GTA 5 single-player Trevor DLC for the first time. So Grand Theft Auto fans have known for some time Rockstar Games worked on a single-player DLC for GTA 5 that would have been seen Trevor assume the role of a secret agent. That's kind of crazy. If you guys play GTA 5 and you know Trevor, that would have been very interesting to see him a secret agent. Last year, voice actor Stephen Ogg said Rockstar originally planned to make a story expansion focus on his character, Trevor, with it, though, to have fallen by the wayside as the developer focused on the cash cow that was GTA Online. So that was exactly what I said. Ogg was joined by Michael, actor Ned Luke, and Fred, actor Sean Fonteno, in a questions and answer session with Streamly. They do a lot of those like little conventions if you guys ever keep up with that. The trio shed light on what they claimed was scrapped downloadable content for GTA 5 that starred Trevor as a Federal Investigation Bureau agent. Originally, they were going to do continuing stories of Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, Luke said, and Ogg expanded on his version. We also had the really cool... it's off. And I forget it was a DLC. I had no idea, but where Trevor was going to be undercover, he works for feds. It's always so weird reading in somebody else's voice. It's always like so weird to read it out. Um, and we did shoot some of that stuff with James Bond, Trevor. He kind of effed up, but he's doing his best. And we shot some stuff, and then it just disappeared, and then never followed up on it. So I'm curious, would you guys have rather had more GTA Online content, or would you want a story like DLC? I kind of wish we got more story DLC because I feel like the stuff that we saw online was just like kind of meh. Mm. How do you feel hearing about no more new updates for Mortal Kombat 1? Do you feel it's time for the next installment? I mean, it's kind of sad because I remember seeing that story. It's kind of sad that they're not updating it, but at the same time, I think, I don't know. I think I could see another Mortal Kombat title. Honestly, I haven't played much of the Mortal Kombat 1 since it came out. So, to be honest, I wasn't really checking for the new updates because I wouldn't really consider myself like a fangirl of it, but I'm intrigued by games like that, if that makes sense. I would love a Lamar Franklin's Friend GTA spinoff. That would be interesting to see. But hopefully now we can just see everything like come off in GTA 6. But I don't know if you guys have heard, but GTA 6 is supposed to have like this thing where like they continue to upgrade and make bigger maps. I haven't heard much about it since like the rumors, but they're supposed to have like updates that make the map bigger and then also expand on the story. So I'm curious to see how that goes and if they're even gonna keep up with that when the game comes out. I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, a lot of Rockstar do. So another Rockstar game, Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm just gonna touch on this. I'm not even gonna like read the whole thing. But Red Dead Redemption 2 is now the 4th best-selling video game of all time, which is interesting. A lot of people love this game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. So it's interesting to see that it's kind of getting its flowers. Huge game, very, very good game. And that's why I really do have faith that Rockstar is going to make a good GTA 6. But, I don't know, guys. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see. Alright, I kind of want to do this one last story because I don't know if I want to say it's triggering, but it's like, come on, Ubisoft, you know? So I don't know if you guys remember, but basically, I want to say it was a few weeks ago, we found out that Ubisoft was supposed to make a game that pretty much touched on like slavery in the like the Ku Klux Klan and stuff like that, the KKK. And they decided to scrap it because they were scared of the controversy that it would get, basically. But my whole thing was, if they did it in the right way, it would have been fine. Because, I mean, and this would have been an Assassin's Creed game, by the way. It would have been on, like, I think they said it was, I don't think it was a specific world war, but it just would have touched on, like, you know, kind of the darker side of, like, slavery, the KKK, stuff like that. And then I think they said that the main character would, like, take down the leader of the KKK or something, but then they didn't want to do it because of all the backlash that they got from Yasuke in Assassin's Creed Shadows. So they scrapped it, and then now we later found out that it could have been something, and a lot of people were mad about it. So I saw this article come out, and I just think it's kind of funny considering that they scrapped this one game for this exact reason. So it says, we had to stop focusing on those who hated us, Ubisoft says. Yasuke backlash directly led to Assassin's Creed Shadows delay, which is quite sad. Because that's pretty much why they canceled the other game. So why are they now focusing on the hate that they got from like that? But now, I don't know. It's just so dumb. But I just want to like read this really quick. Ubisoft boss Yves Guillemot, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, has discussed last year's intense backlash to Assassin's Creed Shadows and said that unexpected conversation shift from gameplay to ideology led directly to its high-profile delay. I wonder what they were trying to change about it, because I mean, the game still came out. and Yasuke is still there. So like, what did they change? That's what I'm curious about. Speaking during a recent event at Paris Games Week, as reported by GameFile, Gaumont screened a short internal video Ubisoft had created to narrate its response to the backlash surrounding Shadow's Black Samurai co-protagonist Yasuke, which even saw Tesla and Xbox Elon Musk get involved. Oh my gosh. Gaumont has now stated that the level of vitriol required to Ubisoft to rethink its plans for Shadows back then, set for launch in November 2024. Ultimately, the company elected to delay the game until March 2025, a decision explained last year as necessary to polish the game. What did I literally just say? That's always the reason that they delay games, is to polish. It's never anything specific. But behind the scenes, Goemon says that the firm understood it needed to bolster fans' sentiment to ensure the game's launch to a more positive response. It's just kind of sad. It just kind of seems like sometimes they listen to the hate more than what the actual fans want, and it seems like they are just listening to the people that don't want to see like different characters on the screen and stuff like that. So it's just kind of sad to see. I hope a lot of people were saying that they hope that they eventually do come out with that game that kind of showcases what the United States used to be, and they don't listen to the haters, and a lot of people like to say racist, but that they don't listen to that and they just come out with it anyway. Because I don't know, I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. I feel like if they tell it in the right way, it could be good, but then again, like, Ubisoft can be kind of hit and miss sometimes. I did do a review on Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't think the game was perfect, but it wasn't like, how do I say this? It wasn't bad in the way people thought it would be bad, if that makes sense. It was more so, like, my negative opinions about it more so had to do with the world and feeling engaged in the world and engaged in the story. It wasn't bad because of Yasuke or Naue or anything like that. Yeah, they are so vague with their delay reasons. But I really do want to see Ubisoft just do a little better and try and... They don't have to put out games every week, you know what I'm saying? Or not every week, sorry, every year. They don't have to put out games every year. Sit down and really try to nail the story, nail the world. Because one of my biggest things with Assassin's Creed Shadows was that the world was huge. I literally put like 80 plus hours into this game. The world was huge, but it just seemed soulless. Like, it was never really any reason to explore the world outside of just, like, your quests. But then if you and we shouldn't really compare this to Rockstar, because Rockstar takes years and years and years to, like, make their games and stuff. But, like, if I was to compare it to a game like Red Dead Redemption, when you're going to, like, when you're walking around in Red Dead Redemption, going from one place to another, really, I didn't want to fast travel at all, because there's so many small things that capture you in the world of Red Dead Redemption. Like, you could be walking down this little, like, paved, like, walkway, whatever. You could walk down this little paved way, and there'd be just somebody that runs up to you and be like, hey, can you help me? And you don't know what, like, whether to help them or not. And then depending on what you do is different outcomes for that. But it makes you want to play more because you want to see what's coming. There's none of that in Assassin's Creed Shadows, but the world is massive. It's massive. So you just fast travel everywhere. There's a lot of dialogue. I feel like they're just focusing on the wrong thing. That's my point. They're focusing on the wrong thing, and they need to, like, really hone in on what's gonna capture people, and that's the world, and that's the story, and good gameplay. I will say that, good gameplay. The gameplay wasn't bad, but the world and the story was lacking for me. And it was really disappointing, because I was really kind of, I don't know if I want to say hyping up this game, but I was looking forward to this game. So I really hope Ubisoft, and they are doing not the best right now, but I really hope they bring it together. They need to get it together. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, 80 hours is crazy. It is very crazy. But I don't know. And I had someone say, they're like, well, isn't a game being longer a good thing? And I'm like, not always. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can agree with that. It's not always necessarily a good thing if the game is longer, because that just means it could be a lot of bloat. And that kind of was what Assassin's Creed Shadow was. So, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to close it off for the day. Um, a lot of news today, guys. Like I said, it was a lot of heavy news. Very disappointing to see, but I hope we can hopefully see the game next year. Um, we also are getting a lot of great games next year. Just like First Light 007, the Wolverine game, and hopefully we're getting some more announcements soon, especially if we're getting a PlayStation State of Play tomorrow. I don't know if they're gonna announce something or not, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's it for me, you guys. I think later this week I'm gonna have a video. I don't know what the video is gonna be yet, but I'm gonna be coming out with a video later this week, and I will be back next week to talk with all of you guys and share the latest gaming news. I hope to see you all there. Thanks for watching. AK out.